Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. We are discussing about the use of various non-probability sampling techniques that we use for selecting a sample for conducting educational research. As I have already said in our earlier video programs, that many a time it is not possible to select a sample by using the probability sampling techniques, because many a time your population is abstract in nature, and many a time you find it is difficult to get the exact size of the population. Okay, so when you are not able to list the population, know the exact number of the population, the location of the population, their address, their name. Okay, so then what you will do? You have to conduct a study, you have to conduct your research. So that's why in your hand another technique or method is available. By using that technique and method, you can conduct your study. So in our earlier program, we have discussed some of the non-probability sampling techniques. That is, we have discussed the snowball sampling technique as well as quota sampling technique. Okay, so both these techniques are come under the non-probability sampling techniques. Means here selection of each and every unit of the population are not having equal chance to be selected for the sample. You see, the selection of the first unit of the population, the chances and the probability of selection of first unit of the population will not same for getting selection of the second unit of the population to the sample. So that's why we call it is the non-probability sampling. Means you are not getting equal chance or equal probability for each and every item or each and every unit of the population. So friends, another two techniques is also there that also come under the non-probability sampling method, that is incidental sampling and purposive sampling. So today in this program we will discuss about the concept and process of selecting a sample by using the incidental sampling technique. So friends, before discussing the concept and process of incidental sampling technique, let us recapitulate that what we have already discussed. Means the earlier two non-probability sampling techniques, that is snowball sampling and quota sampling. As I have already discussed that in snowball sampling technique, you see, as a researcher, when you are not getting any idea of the population, okay, what is their number, where is their location, what is their address, okay, so what you will do, this is a peculiar type of, it's a special types of case. So what you will do, your attempt should be to get at least one unit of the population. Okay, so after getting the first unit, so by interacting the first unit, interviewing the first unit, okay, so establishing a type of rapport with the first unit, you will try to get the second unit of the population. And when you will go to the second unit, because the first unit will give you the information about the second unit. Okay, so then you will go to the second unit. Then when you will develop any rapport with the second unit, you will develop a type of interaction with the second unit. Then the second unit may give you another few more names. So accordingly, in a chain process, starting from a first unit of the population, you will get adequate number of the sample, maybe 50, maybe 100. So I have given you the example in snowball sampling, that let you want to know that how many mobile thieves are there in a city. Okay, so to know their exact number, first of all you have to identify at least a single thief, mobile thief. Then by making the first thief as the target, by establishing a rapport with them, interacting with them, so there is the possibility that the first unit or the first thief, he or she may give you the name of other thieves. So accordingly the numbers will be increased. Then in the second method that we have discussed, that is the quota sampling. I have already said that quota sampling is also somehow similar with the stratified random sampling. In quota sampling, you see, you have to fix a quota first, that how many numbers of the population you want for conducting of your sample, what will be the size of your sample, you have to decide. Let you have decided that 100 will be the size of the sample. Then what you will do, you have certain idea about the population, about the size. Then you see what is the characteristics of the population. Okay, if the populations are in different stratas, different groups, okay, let boys and girls are there, rural and urbans are there, then here what you will do, as per the representation, as per the characteristics of the population, the same characteristics should maintain in the sample. As boys and girls were there, if the percentage of boys is in the population 60% and girls are 40%, so what you will do, when you will select the sample, so you should try that at least in your sample there should be 60% boys and 40% girls. Okay, so when the quota of 60% boys will fill, then your work for selecting, taking the boys sample will be closed there. Then after completion of 40% of the girls, okay, if it is total 100, 40% means your 40. So after getting data from 40 girl students, then your process of selecting sample by using the quota sampling technique for the girls will be completed there. So here you have to fix a quota first. Then in the quota you have to find out that what are the status, what are the population characteristics are there. Okay, so accordingly you have to select your sample. But here I have told you that in quota sampling you are not going to do any type of randomization, but in stratified random sampling, that is one of the probability sampling technique, but there you have to select sample units from the population by using the random table technique or the random method technique. So you have to use you have to select it by using the randomization method, but here you are not going to do any type of randomization. So friends, after just recapitulating the snowball and quota sampling technique, now let us discuss the concept, the third non-probability sampling technique, that is the incidental sampling technique. What is the concept of it, and how do you select a sample by using the incidental sampling technique? Friends, you see, the incidental sampling technique is called as convenient sampling. Okay, convenient sampling means you as a researcher, what you will do, you have to select your sample as per your convenient. Okay, as per your convenient. Your convenient means you will see that in which area you can visit. Okay, so you will not do any type of prior planning. Okay, here no need of listing the population. How many populations are there, what is their number, what is their location. Okay, by getting a rough idea of the population, you can select your sample and you can conduct your study. Here you see, you have to select the units which is incidentally or conveniently available. Okay, incidentally means you have not given any prior notice, you have not done any prior communication to the subjects. Okay, let teachers are the subject, let students are the subject, let parents are the subject, community members are the subject. What you are doing, you are conveniently selecting, and incidentally you are visiting the field, and whoever is available you are making them as a subject of your study. So friends, try to understand it by using one example. Let for interviewing the 50 SMC member. SMC is your school management committee members. What you have to do? You see, as per the Right to Education Act 2009, this is the compulsory provision that every school should have, every elementary school should have a SMC. Okay, school management committee. So they will look after the school, they will develop the school development plan, annual development plan. Okay, so they are responsible for every type of school functioning and every type of school development. So in your research, what you want to do, you want to conduct a study on the SMC members. Okay, SM school management committee members, and you want to know whether they have trained or not, and from where they have received a type of training, means what is their responsibility, what is their duty, in which type of school activities they're supposed to involve, okay, and what is their nature of work, and what is school development plan, what is a school development plan, and what are the different components of a school development plan, and how the school management committee members, how the school management committee members will prepare themselves, or will involve themselves for developing the SDP, school development plan. Okay, so this is the theme of your research, and you want to meet the SMC members. SMC members are your subject, and you will meet them, you will interview them, and you will try to get data from them for your research. So what you will do, as now we are discussing about the non-probability sampling method, so that's why here you are not going to do any type of randomization. So you see, you are not doing any type of randomization. It means there is no need of the prior number of the SMC. Okay, how many numbers, how many SMC numbers are there, where their existence. Only what you can do, as we have already discussed, that as per the RT, Right to Education Act 2009, every elementary school should have a SMC. So what you will do, first of all, you will select one area. Okay, you have to select one area of your study. Okay, in a district, let you have selected in a district, you have selected certain schools, or under a block or under a tahsil you have selected certain schools, like 10 schools you have selected. Then as this is the compulsory provision that every school should have one SMC, and you see the SMC members are mostly from that locality. Okay, you will find that school management members means whose children are studying in the school. Among the parents you will find some are the SMC members, and SMC members are also from the local government. Okay, panchayat level government, maybe ward member, maybe sarpanch. Okay, so the local government and the community members, parents whose children are studying in the school, as well as teachers. Okay, as well as teachers who are teaching in the school. So they constitute the SMC, school management committee. Means teachers will be the member, then parents will be the member. Parents means here I am saying the community members, means let in a school is situated in a village, so the residents of the village, you will find some of the few of the selected residents of the village are the member of the SMC, as well as teachers are the SMC, and local government like the panchayat level, those have elected as a ward member or sarpanch, they are also member. So you will not give any prior information to the school. Okay, any prior information to the village where the school is established, where the school is situated. So incidentally, as I have already said that this is a type of incidental sampling and convenient sampling. For your convenience, you will visit to the school, and after visiting the school, you will ask that who are the SMC members. Okay, or you will visit the nearby village where the school is situated, and you will ask that who are the SMC members. Then after getting their data from the village or from the school, you will visit to their house. Okay, and whoever is available when you are visiting the village and visiting the doorstep of the persons, those are the SMC members. Whoever is available, you have to take data from them, you have to collect data from them, you can interview them. You see, let you have decided that you will take 50 SMC. Okay, 50 SMC. Let again 50 SMC, that is also from let 10 different schools, that is also under one tahsil. So what you will do, first of all, you have to in your convenient, you have to visit 10 schools, nearby 10 schools. Okay, and in that school, first you will try to get the data about the SMC members. Okay, If teachers are the SMC members, you can take an interview of the teachers from the school, and the community members are also the SMC members. So you have to visit the nearby village, and whoever is available and whoever is present, you have to collect data. Again, you have to visit to the panchayat also, okay, the panchayat office also. So if the ward member and the sarpanch or the local government persons are available there, you can also take their interview. But here you see 50 SMC members you have to include from 10 schools. So what you will do, you have to visit 10 schools, and you will try that from 10 schools at least 5 SMC members you should cover. So accordingly you will get 10 SMC members. Here you see before conducting this study, you have not any clear idea about that how many SMC members are there, where they stay. Okay, after reaching at the field, so in your convenient, you visited the school, you visited the nearby village, and you get data from there that who are the SMC members, and incidentally you are meeting them. Okay, you have not given any prior information to them. So friends, by doing this without making a rigid or without following a very rigid sampling technique, you are getting data. Conveniently you are getting data. Incidentally you are getting data. Okay, so after getting the 5 members from the first school, so you are moving to the second school, then you are moving to the third school, so accordingly. So friends, here you see without doing any randomization, you are selecting a sample and you are collecting data and you are conducting a research. But here you see many drawbacks are there. As this is not properly planned, you do not have the exact idea, you do not have idea about the exact number of the population. Okay, so let conveniently you have visited the village, you have visited the school, but no members are available, no SMC members are available in the village. Then what you will do? Then again you have to visit. Okay, so let you have visited morning, they are not there. Okay, they have they have gone to their work. So this is one of the drawbacks, the availability of the sampling unit, the availability of the persons, okay, from where you will collect data, means who can be the sample of your study. Then second is representativeness, that how many members are there and among them how many you are taking, whether your sample will represent the population or not. This is also another question, because when we are selecting a sample by using non-probability sampling technique, so here there is a question that sample may not represent the population, because as a researcher your effort is always to select a sample and that sample should represent the population so that you can generalize your result. But in convenient sampling technique, in incidental sampling technique, you are not doing randomization, you do not have a clear idea about the size and other aspect of the population, conveniently you are selecting it. Okay, so that's why here also there is the drawback that you cannot generalize the result. Okay, so just like the snowball sampling technique and the other non-probability sampling technique, you are not going to generalize the result of your research. Here also in incidental sampling technique, it is difficult for the part of the researcher to generalize the result, because you cannot generalize the result. You are not adopting a suitable procedure, you are not adopting a proper procedure to select a sample for conducting a research. So this is the most you can say important drawbacks, that you cannot generalize the result. But at the same time you can get idea, you can get a picture about the functioning of SMC, how they are work and where they have received the training. So such type of information you can gather, you can fulfill the purpose of your research. But the result that you will get, you cannot say that that is the generalized result, means the other researchers may follow or may not follow your result, your research result. So friends, today in this program we discussed about the incidental sampling. Okay, so many a time because of many difficulties we are not able to select a sample by using the probability sampling technique. So that's why we follow or we select sample incidentally. Whoever is available on the spot, you are getting data from them, and whoever is not available on the field when you have visited the field, so they are not a part of your study. So this is the drawbacks, that you are not giving equal chance to each and every unit of the population, each and every person of the population. But you can conduct a study and you can fulfill your research. So friends, in our next program, we will discuss about the purposive sampling technique, which is also one of the non-probability sampling technique, and many a time we use purposive sampling technique. We will discuss the concept of a purposive sampling technique, and we will also discuss the process that we follow for selecting a sample by using the purposive sampling technique in our next video. Thank you.